Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has asked a top uniformed Army officer, General Randy George, to step down.
A Pentagon official has confirmed that George has been asked to take early retirement from the post of Army Chief of Staff, which he's held since August 2023. The ousting of George is just the latest of more than a dozen firings of top generals and admirals by Hegseth since he first took office last year. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Attorney General Pam Bondi has been ousted from the Justice Department. White House correspondent Greg Clugston has more on the story.
In announcing the firing of Bondi, President Trump described her as a great American patriot and a loyal friend who faithfully served as Attorney General. He praised her work and said she will be transitioning to a new job in the private sector. Despite his positive comments, the president was particularly unhappy with Bondi's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Writing on social media, the president said Bondi's deputy, Todd Blanche, will step in to serve as acting Attorney General. Greg Clugston, Washington.
American Enterprise Institute analyst Matthew Continenti says the wild swings in the financial markets have been understandable during the U.S. war against Iran.
I think the markets are taking in a lot of different information. I think they see some ships getting by. I think they have new hope that the war may come to an end sooner rather than later. And then they also have Trump's rhetoric.
Continenti was interviewed on the Salem radio network. On Wall Street today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average down by 61 points. The Nasdaq rose 38. The S&P 500 advanced 7, and oil at $111 a barrel. This is SRN News. An unusual decision by the Washington Post. Correspondent Michael Harrington reports.
The newspaper, long a bastion of liberal thought, has published an editorial criticizing the Supreme Court of Finland for denying the religious freedom of a member of its parliament. Pavi Rasanen has been fined for quoting the Bible on homosexuality, and the Post calls the decision a farce, adding, quote, "It's not a crime to publish unpopular religious views." The paper
Try D365. D365 is life-change tea in a capsule. Drink the tea or take D365 capsules and keep your digestion running smoothly. Go to getthetea.com and enter discount code USA to get 10% off any size order. That's getthetea.com, discount code USA for 10% off your order.
If you want to continue to be one of those uninformed voters, uninformed people in this world, then change the channel because they're going to give you information you can work with.
They got human excrement running all around the place.
Your home smells of feces.
Yes. People peeing in the streets.
Ooh, do you smell something?
Needles in the streets.
These are not tears. We are vomiting from our eyes.
And yet, what they're worried about? The words you use to call criminals. Because there's a certain stigma they don't want criminals to have to deal with.
Could we talk about something else?
I'm going to give you information that's going to make you have to make a decision, have to do something about what's going on in this country.
Something resembling anything.
If you want to get involved in the conversation, 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Check out my classic podcast. There's so much going on the website, but do something. Get involved.
The Joe Messina Show.
That helps, doesn't it? You listen to the Joe Messina Show. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged. Stay with it. Understand what's going on. Have a clue. Pay attention. I know, I sound like your math teacher, don't I? Too bad. Deal with it. Anyway, always a pleasure to... Oh, look at that. Always a pleasure to have you with me. I do appreciate the time that you're with us here on the air and in the chat room. God, there's so much going on. All right, and I'm going to wait for Andrea Kaye, who's going to join us. We'll talk about Pam Bondi's ouster and the 2 million more pages that were in burn bags that apparently didn't get burned. Just, all I got to say is thank God that they sucked at their jobs, to put it bluntly, right? Former J6 defendant turned DOJ senior advisor, he's resigned. He says the deep state rot is so entrenched that you can't expose it even from within. Now, he might be right. I don't know. I don't work there. Former FBI agent J6 defendant Jared Wise, he's resigned from his senior position at the DOJ. In a bombshell announcement on X, Wise revealed that the rot within the federal government is so deep that the only way to truly expose the FBI and DOJ's weaponization against Trump supporters is from the outside. He said, "Today I resigned my position as U.S. Department of Justice. I returned to Washington to fully expose the abuses by the FBI and the DOJ against J6 defendants. But it became clear that this could only happen from outside. So I left, and I will do so." We'll see how that works out. Because if you've been listening to the show for any length of time, I've been saying that. Right? Just amazing. So Wise was a former FBI agent turned federal whistleblower and Project Veritas journalist. Had been brought into the DOJ as a counselor to Ed Martin, who previously led the Department of Justice's Weaponization Working Group, a unit tasked with investigating politicized justice and abuses. Now, Wise was on the ground January 6th as a journalist and a patriot documenting the events. And yes, in the heat of the moment, as violence erupted, much of it allegedly instigated or allowed by the federal assets, or whistleblowers have testified. Body cam footage captured him allegedly referring to certain police officers as Nazis and Gestapo. They say it was him that was yelling, "Kill him, kill him, kill him." He said the FBI affidavit used that to charge him with 2 felonies and 4 misdemeanors. Now, Wise's case was dismissed the day President Trump was inaugurated as part of a sweeping pardons that freed hundreds of J6 defendants from the greatest miscarriage of justice in modern American history. Think about it. Some of those people got 15, 20 years. And against stealing millions, tens of millions of dollars, right, as they did in Minnesota, they got a year in prison. 1 year. Isn't it amazing? The radical Democrats, though, at the time, were having a meltdown. They couldn't believe that Wise was even being hired in the first place. Attorney General Pam Bondi, the usual swamp creatures, Dick Durbin, Sheldon Whitehouse, and Adam Schiff, they demanded that Weiss should resign. We strongly object to the Department of Justice's shameless hiring of Jared Weiss, a senior advisor, to an individual who stormed the United States Capitol on January 6th and was according to charged with multiple felonies. Well, they charged everybody, didn't they? They charged people in some cases that really just went there for the event and left before it actually even started. They were trying to make an example. They were trying to scare the crap out of everybody. The DOJ itself initially pushed back with the spokesperson declaring Jared Weiss is a valued member of the Justice Department. Go pound sand. Weiss's resignation follows Trump's firing of Bondi as U.S. Attorney General. Todd Blanche will replace Bondi in the interim. Yeah, my understanding is she has written, Bondi has written a response. And some have said that she asked Trump not to fire her. Yeah, some said she begged him. I doubt it. Right? And this stuff never stops. A federal judge ordered Trump administration to halt the construction of the privately funded White House. The ballroom. It's just amazing. They do nothing but look for ways to stop him, and or slow him down, and or. Right? So Trump responded to the judge's ruling in the ballroom case. The judge said we have to get the congressional approval. He's wrong. Congressional approval has never been given on anything in these circumstances, big or small. Right? Having to do with construction at the White House, in this case, even less so, because the ballroom's being built with private money. The judge is wrong. He can go pound sand. Ha, 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 ha. Keep building. Joe Messina, your host. Be back in a few minutes with our girl, Andrea Kaye.
Have you ever picked up a towel set because it felt really soft in the store, but then when you go to use it, it's not very absorbent? That's why MyPillow has developed the MyPillow towels. Towels that work. The 6-piece towel set includes 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths. And right now you can receive a 6-piece set for only $39.98 with promo code USA. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener special, and enter promo code USA, or call 800-951-8175. That's MyPillow.com, promo code USA.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. That's 800-471-7065.
Take as little as 3 minutes to see if you could save on motorcycle insurance with Progressive. Come on, you've spent more time than that trying to name your bike.
How about the Crusher? I guess it's not really crushing anything. The Silver Bolt? No. Oh, what about Pepper? Mysterious. Is it a pet or a condiment? Surprise! It's a motorcycle. No, that's stupid.
Get a quote in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Okay, I'm talking funny because I'm in the witness protection program. I have too much credit card debt and I don't want people to find me.
Okay, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about credit card debt. Right, those plastic things that we all have in our wallet. Are you in your 50s or 60s and you're still carrying around a mound of credit card debt? Wouldn't it be nice to start banking that money and save a little money for retirement down the road? We help people restructure their credit card debt all the time. We show people how they can get out of credit card debt in months, not years. Listen, you'll be carrying around credit card debt for the rest of your life unless you deal with it right now. We offer a free consultation so you can learn how you can finally wipe out your credit card debt and start saving money. Give us a free call right now.
Call Debt Solutions Network now. 866-451-3328. 866-451-3328. That's 866-451-3328. Do you have a story to tell? Bring your story to life with audiobooks. Great stories deserve great storytelling. Audiobook Network provides professional voice actors and full production services for every author's manuscript. From narration, production, and editing to distribution, promotion, and sales, Audiobook Network handles everything. If you have a print book, ebook, or even a manuscript, call Audiobook Network now and get our free audiobook guide. 800-734-1229. 800-734-1229.
Attention!
This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
800-362-9337. 800-362-9337. That's 800-362-9337.
So far, this show has been awfully slow.
Except for the one I saw you do last Thursday.
When we were coming over here tonight, I was a little concerned about his driving. The minute he got to the wheel, I was worried. The left rear wheel he was going to do.
I look around the room and I realize now, aside from Clint Eastwood, I'm the biggest name here.
And now, the professor of political incorrectness, the naysayer of nonsense, the cure for Democrat dementia, here's Joe Messina.
We are back. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged. Just really, truly be part of the solution, right? I mean, in all seriousness, and the way you do that, it ain't that hard, to say it my best English. All you got to do is pay attention, turn into shows like mine and a few others, get the information you need to get, and move from there. But I always love it when I have Dynamite and Address with me. That's right. Andrea Kaye joins me as she does from time to time, and I always appreciate her time with me. And she's been partying all day long, so you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yes,
yes.
she is.
It's like I know Mardi Gras officially ended. Well, we're almost at the end of Lent, but it felt like that Tuesday today for me, brother. It did.
Yeah,
did you plan this for me? You knew I was coming on tonight. Did you like call Trump and say, "Yo, Trump, hold off until the day that AK is coming on"?
Yep, there you go. God, yeah, it is. Again, it's amazing it took him this long. I don't know. Yeah. I do not know what she was doing. I mean, you made a comment during the break. I don't know if I agree or disagree with it, but my God, she's moved on nothing. So let me have your thoughts. Go ahead.
Well, my thoughts are that she never seemed serious from the beginning. She was not serious as an attorney general, coming in with a clear focus on routing out the crooks and the criminals in our country, and most particularly, and should have been numero uno on the to-do list, which was to go after the corrupt elected and unelected officials in this country that had committed crimes against the American people at every level, going back to the Barack Hussein Obama days, through the Russian collusion hoax, the Ukrainian whistleblower hoax, the Jan 6, and on and on and on. And instead, she acted like every day was another episode of the Real Housewives franchise. Only, quite frankly, I've seen Luann de Lesseps or Nene Leakes out of Atlanta be able to argue far better than she ever did on anything.
Yeah, I was amazed at seeing her in action before she got into this position, okay? And I don't have the same feeling as some others. I thought she did pretty good in some of the other stuff that I saw her do. But, man, she has been more than flat in this position. I mean, nothing has come forward of any consequence.
Well, today the announcement was, crime is down and fentanyl this. I mean, was she out there like with the drug bust? She showed up at every press conference that Kash Patel had with boats covered in fentanyl, like what she was undercover, and she, busted. She worked undercover with the DEA. She doesn't get credit for any of that. Mm-hmm. Murder rates down. Was she out there prosecuting anybody in a courtroom for murder? You know, I mean, it was when that's all that they could attribute to her 15 months in on the way out, it was way overdue for her to go. But you know what, Joe? Even if it wasn't just that she was feckless and really did nothing, it was that it's almost kind of like first do no harm, right? Not only was she feckless and zero arrest and prosecutions, but she actually created a monumental PR crisis for Trump and for this country with the way she handled the Epstein files.
Oh, yeah.
From lying to Fox News that, I've got the list on my desk, to when all these influencers are there supposedly to meet with J.D. Vance, and she comes in with these binders, and which was nothing but regurgitated old material. It was a horror show. And now it's continuing as we go into the midterms. How many in this country actually believe the Iran war was a distraction from the Epstein files because she did this? Or how many people actually still think he somehow did something criminal because of the way she handled this when he didn't? It has been really a crisis for this country that she manufactured.
Yeah, I think she realized how deep she was in. And listen, I did a story earlier before you came on about, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was a J6er who was also an FBI agent, and he had been brought back in after the pardons. He had been brought back in to work there, and he resigned shortly after Bondi was fired. And he said, "Look, it's not a Trump thing; it's a deep state thing. It is so ingrained, it's so rotted there in D.C. in those departments that you really can't get anything done, and somebody's always putting up roadblocks for you to be able to get anything accomplished." I believe that to a degree. I believe that it's so deep rooted, it's almost impossible to get these things to come to light.
Well, wouldn't that have been great for Dan Bongino when he finally left the FBI to explain to the American people, instead of him coming out with the mission to cover for the deep state by saying, I'm not putting up with any of you black pillars. Everybody's doing a great job. Like today, I was thinking about him a year ago, telling people, just because you're not seeing it happen doesn't mean it's not. He's been running cover. This was the guy that got put in as deputy FBI director because we expected the deep state to be routed out. Not only was it not, but if he couldn't do anything about it, like what that other FBI agent said, if that's what the issue was for Pam Bondi, then be honest to the American people about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think there's too much of this other garbage going on. And then the Daily Mail is reporting that when they were in a meeting doing a briefing, it's when he fired her and basically told her that she was done, and Bondi's employment was just finished. And according to some people that were in the room, say that the shakeup was she was saying, she needed more time. She asked him for more time, and he basically said, "No, you're done. You're finished." And he's going to put Todd Blanche in. I don't. Go ahead. He's going to put Blanche in as an interim, and he's going to be looking at Lee Zeldin to replace him.
Listen, Trump is 0 for 3, actually 0 for 4 if you include Todd Blanche as deputy AG, who has been a lifelong Democrat up until he suddenly switched and voted for Trump in 2024. That might have been around the same time he was seen schmoozing Caitlin Collins in West Palm Beach. Look, his statement today, and Todd Blanche is the guy that reportedly booted my friend Ed Martin from the weaponization group and shoved him to an office outside the building.
Yeah.
Todd Blanche, his statement today should tell you all you need to know about him. He was like, it's been wonderful to work for you, Pam. And you know what, President Trump, thank you for this trust in me. We're going to continue to back the blue and keep America safe. Not a word about accountability. That man is there to cover for the deep state. Pam Bondi was there to cover for the deep state, as well as to put on fake eyelashes and go on Fox News. And Susie Wiles is there.
See, you can say that. I can't. State. But, hey, we got to go for a quick break. When we come back, there's also a rumor that she let Representative Eric Swalwell know what was coming down. We'll be back in a few minutes, people. Don't go far.
Attention homeowners. It's not if something's going to break, it's when. That's homeownership. If your dryer, your refrigerator, or your AC and heating breaks, that's an expensive call. And who do you call? Make it easy on yourself and call Choice Home Warranty. We've already done the research and have access to 25,000 technicians that can be at your home quickly. We've covered close to 2 million homes in the United States. There's a good chance your neighbors work with us. Call us right now before the next breakdown. We'll tell you everything that's covered in your home and give you the first month free with our ironclad 30-day money-back guarantee. Call now and learn how to get your free month.
800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. 800
And are actively building facilities in the U.S. to onshore production of patented pharmaceuticals, and their ingredients will have a 0% tariff. Companies that do not have a pricing deal but are building such projects in the U.S. have a 20% tariff that will increase to 100% in 4 years. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
President Trump has fired Attorney General Pam Bondi. More from White House correspondent Greg Clugston.
Word of Bondi being ousted as the nation's top law enforcement officer comes amid multiple media reports that the president had become increasingly frustrated with her job performance. People familiar with the matter say he was unhappy with Bondi's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files and hurdles that the Justice Department had encountered in investigations into Donald Trump's perceived enemies. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, another Trump loyalist, will serve as the acting AG. Greg Clugston, Washington.
NASA's Artemis II astronauts have fired their engines and are now blazing toward the moon. The so-called translunar ignition came 25 hours after liftoff, putting the 3 Americans and 1 Canadian on course for a lunar fly-around early next week. Their Orion capsule bolted out of the orbit around Earth and chased after the moon more than 240,000 miles away. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 61 points, the Nasdaq rose 38, the S&P advanced 7. This is SRN News. Kansas passes a law to protect pro-life pregnancy centers.
The measure bars any state or local government from forcing a pro-life clinic to, quote, offer or perform abortions, offer abortion drugs, counsel for abortion, refer for abortion, or promote abortion in any way. The bill was vetoed by Kansas Democratic Governor Laura Kelly, but the legislature moved quickly to override and did so by wide margins. Republicans accuse Kelly of being pro-choice unless a woman chooses to keep her unborn baby. Michael Harrington reporting.
A 25-year-old mentally ill Spanish woman who is not suffering from any terminal illness has taken her own life through physician-assisted suicide. Noelia Castillo fought a 2-year legal battle with her family over her right to do so. Castillo's case was closely followed in Spain, which passed legislation in 2021 legalizing assisted suicide. This is SRN News. Marine archaeologists have unearthed a Danish warship sunk by Admiral Nelson's fleet over 200 years ago. Correspondent Charles de Ledesma reports.
Denmark's Viking Ship Museum, which is leading the months-long underwater excavations, announced its findings on April the 2nd, 225 years to the day since the defeat of the British fleet. Head of Maritime Archaeology, Morten Johansen, says the 1801 battle plays a big part in Danish national feeling.
We actually don't know how it was to be on board a ship being shot to pieces by the English warship. And some of that story we can probably learn from seeing the wreck and the debris of the wreck.
I'm Charles de Ledesma.
More details at srnnews.com. From Washington, I'm Keith Peters.
Well, it's always fun when that happens. Now, isn't it? Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE. 855-732-5563. Let me bring her back on again. Andrea Kaye joins me. She does from time to time. Always appreciate her time with us here. And Andrea, thanks for being with me.
Thank you, Joe. I don't know what's more fun, being on your show or our chats that we have during the break.
In between. I'm going to charge for those. You and I will become millionaires. I'm telling you. And we were, okay. Let's get back to Bondi for a second, because again, today, she was fired, right? Now you're hearing things that she's being laterally moved, or she's taking a job with an attorney firm. We'll see what happens for real. But his biggest beef with her has been the way she handled the Epstein files. That was number one, and it shouldn't have been that bad. I mean, that should have just happened the way she said it was going to happen. Like you said, she didn't tell the truth about a whole bunch of stuff. When she told us that she had a list of people, it just was amazing. And now the person that Trump is giving the interim to, which is her deputy, you said there were issues and problems with as well. I don't know who he's getting information from. I guess that's part of where my head's at. Todd Blanche is going to be the interim, and he's looking at Lee Zeldin to eventually head up to DOJ. I don't know how that works.
Well, look, you've got to be able to self-assess. He comes from the business world, so do I. And what we did and we're trained to do in the business community is you come out of every sales call, you come out of every meeting, you come out of every deal, Mr. Dealmaker, and you go, what did I do well, and what are my areas of opportunity? And you've got to be able to self-assess your decision-making abilities. And when it comes to your team and the people you put around you, he's 0 for 3 at Attorney General. And he has got to look at himself and go, okay, I've blanked up too many times now. I need to ignore anybody who gave me the recommendations for Jeff Sessions, Bill Barr, Pam Bondi, and Todd Blanche. And if that person is me, then I've got to take myself out of it, and I got to go to somebody else. And then you got to look at the decision to go, you know what? What do all of these people have in common? They've been operating within the swamp. Even though she comes out of Florida, she's been deep in the swamp. She's been tied to Susie Wiles, was a lobbyist with her for Qatar, total swamp. If he's truly serious about wanting an AG who's going to prosecute corrupt elected officials and unelected bureaucrats, then you've got to go outside of it. Nobody who's been inside of the swamp in any way. You've got to go to a U.S. attorney somewhere who has a proven record of understanding the federal court system, understanding the Department of Justice, and who only cares about scalps. That's it. That's what you've got to do. And Lee Zeldin has no record in doing that, and neither does Todd Blanche. Todd Blanche is a longtime Democrat who was schmoozing Miss Caitlin Collins around the election time. I give him credit for the fact maybe that he defended Trump when a lot of attorneys wouldn't take the case, but he didn't exactly do a good job. And did he do it so that if Trump got elected, that he'd be in this position? What a long game he was playing. And now here we got this guy that can't be trusted.
Yeah. To switch gears on you, I love this one too. There's a report out all over the place, CNN, CDC, all of them. You heard about this, right? A new variant to the COVID, virus. And I don't even know what to call it. The COVID hoax, the COVID virus, the COVID something. But, and it's interesting that it's in an election year. Is that interesting to you?
Well, it is, except I heard that the new variant was out of Wuhan, but it was only affecting dogs. You're laying another one on me?
Oh, yeah, that it has affected some people here, and it's growing here in this country as well. And it's a different variant that the original shot won't help you with, won't do well for you.
Wow.
Oh,
okay.
No, I was reading through it. I'm thinking to myself, I even said this a couple times, actually, and I was joking about it. I said, well, it's time for another virus.
Well, yeah. And what a coinky-dink, Joe. Is this around the time Trump signed an executive order to ban mail-in ballots?
Yeah, exactly.
Now they got to come up with a ruse. It's Groundhog Day. How can we scare everybody and make them demand to be able to mail in their ballots by freaking them out and making them too scared to go to the polls?
No question. It's called the cicada virus or cicada version. And again, it's just amazing. It's the BA 3.2 was first identified in November of 2024. It's since spread to at least 23 countries. It's also been detected here in 25 states as of February, according to the CDC. And your old vaccine won't cut it. Time to get your boosters. Yeah. And hide behind a mask, lock your door, stay in the house, and use those mail-in ballots. We got you covered.
Well, you know what, Joe? We're laughing, but what percentage of the people, especially with us in SoCal around the Hollyweird types, there's a what percentage do you think is the people out there that actually right now would read that and go, oh my gosh, here we go again?
Okay. So I think you're going to have a large amount of those progressive Democrats that believe this crap, okay? So let's say like 40 or 50% of them believe that. I think you get about 20 or 25% of the people that would never openly say, oh no, here they go again, I don't believe these people. They'll walk around with a mask just so people don't make fun of them or call them crazy. That's kind of what I think is going to happen. And there's going to be people like you and me that are going to be put in jail because I ain't putting the mask on. I don't care where I am.
Yeah, no, I actually think, I might disagree with you a little bit. I don't think there's very many people at this point that are going to be hoodwinked again. I think that there were way more independents that realize that they've been had than we even realize.
Andrea, I'm driving around L.A. County, and you know where I live, in my area, okay?
Yeah.
I'm watching people already on bikes with masks on. In cars with masks on. In the supermarket, Lowe's the other day when I was in there with masks on already. So I don't know if they're doing it because, we have a heavy flu season. I don't know if that's it. I don't know if this is it. But my God, I'm already watching these questionable people walk around with this stuff.
Oh, wow. Well, no wonder you have a different take on it than me because down here in San Diego, I don't remember the last time I saw a mask.
Yeah, see? No. I see them all over the place, and I just start laughing. I'm going, okay, here we go. This is going to be great.
Exactly. Well, I hope that you do some good old-fashioned mocking because those people deserve to be mocked. You're on a bicycle with a mask.
Oh, listen, I have masks ready to put on that say Trump 2028 on them, and they've got, they're like a nylon stocking, only they're more like a fishnet stocking, okay? So when they say you have to wear a mask, I'm going to go, yep, I got one. No problem.
When life gives you lemons, man. When life gives you lemons.
Mock them. When life gives you lemons, mock them. That's all I'm going to say. So, you got to you got to look at these. It doesn't work to look at them and say, really? Did you flunk biology? I mean, seriously. I'm an old man. I took biology in the 70s, and I still remember it and go, who said this was going to work?
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Anyhow.
You knew that in the 70s, and that's when people were still smoking cigarettes. But anyway, go on.
Well, and other things as well, but that's not something we want to talk about right now. So, my God, I can't believe the stuff I remember from the 70s, and I hear the opposite from those people that are supposed to be protecting us these days, So, anyway. Hey, I want to do a rundown when we come back from the break. I want to do a rundown on Trump's speech, try to get a feel for what you think about it. And then I want to make fun of Justice Jackson Brown. What's his name? Yeah, Ketanji Jackson,
KBJ.
Whatever. Oh, you can't not. I got the audio that I'm going to play for Brad Dacus in the next hour. I just want to hear him laugh. Be back in a minute, people. Don't go far. A lot more coming up after the break.
Omaha Steaks is rewriting the book on burgers with an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each pure ground burger, so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com, use promo code TREAT at checkout, and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
Right now, you can eliminate odors, mold, mildew, bacteria, and viruses in your home with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules that seek out and destroy odors. The Thunderstorm doesn't mask or cover up bad smells, it eliminates them, leaving that fresh, clean smell, just like after a thunderstorm. The Thunderstorm is small, plugs right into the wall, and fits in the palm of your hand. Put one in your basement, bedroom, family room, kitchen, or anywhere you want clean, fresh air. It even includes a USB cord for your car or truck. Right now, save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200, a fraction of the cost compared to other air purifiers. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use discount code USA3 to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Use USA and the number 3. Shipping is free.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PHIL25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code PHIL25.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. That's 800-399-4215. You've been working hard, doing the right thing, and paying your taxes, and putting your hard-earned money in the Medicare piggy bank all your life. And now it's time to break the piggy bank and get something back. Medicare. If you didn't know it, Medicare is health insurance for people over 65, and you paid for it with your tax dollars. Medicare plans now have more benefits than ever. That's good news, especially if you're like me and looking forward to paying as little as possible for good health insurance. Call and find out what Medicare plan is best for you. Save your time. It's valuable. We've already done the research for you, and in one quick phone call, you can learn how to get the best Medicare plan designed exactly for you. Hey, it's one of the most important decisions in your life. Let us help you through it. Here's our number. Call 65 Plus Medicare now. 800-778-8214. 800-778-8214. That's 800-778-8214.
I'm Slim Shady. Yes, I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So, won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up.
How can you do a spoken word version of a rap song?
He found a way.
We are back. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. Send me an email, joe@joemessina.com, joe@joemessina.com. Let me just bring her right back in. Andrea Kaye joins me. She does pretty much every week or every other week. Try to get some input as to what's going on in the real world. Not the fake crap that you're reading online all the time. Hey, Andrea, how we doing?
I'm doing good, Joe. I'm actually living in the real world. You up there around people riding bikes with masks on, man? That ain't the real world. That's crazy. You're too close to Hollywood.
Well, there was an article out with the CDC, and you know what they're suggesting again? You maintain distance, wear a mask, get your booster shots. I'm like, yeah, okay, let me jump right on that. Hold on.
Yeah. Here's my arm.
Yeah,
Crazy.
please. All right, the Trump speech the other night, which I'm pleasantly happy that it didn't go for 2 hours. So, because I covered and commented on it, and I'm like, oh my God, I hope he doesn't go too long. And it was relatively short, which was nice. So, give me your 2.5 cents on it.
Well, I thought it was a tale of two stories, what he said and what he didn't say. It's almost like what he didn't say almost became a bigger story in a sense, because a lot of people expected him to pull out of NATO because he's been incredibly frustrated with NATO for the fact that here we have run around the world now for, decades and decades as a member of NATO, having everybody's back. And yet here, especially most recently in Ukraine, to the tune of how many hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars. And here they won't even lift a finger when they're the ones. We're not only, this Operation Epic Fury is not only protecting, providing peace in the Middle East and protecting our Western NATO allies, but they're the ones that need the oil coming out of the Strait of Hormuz. I thought one of the most important things he said was, we are now produce more oil than Russia and Saudi Arabia combined. And he reminded everybody. I felt like some of the speech he should have given before Operation Epic Fury without signaling the operation. Right. But how important this was after 47 years. And the contrast he drew between the success that we've had so far in 32 days compared to, 19 years in Vietnam, 8 years in Iraq, pretty extraordinary. My favorite part of it, though, had to do with the Strait of Hormuz. He's like, you know what? You don't want to do anything about the Strait of Hormuz? Oh, you didn't want to come in and help us? Buy oil from the U.S. or build up some courage and go take the strait back. My favorite part of the speech.
Oh, that was great. Yes, I agree with you. Yep. Yeah. I'm really concerned with where Europe is headed. And I think that's because of the large Muslim influence that's there. But when you think about it, even the UK now, right? They're not going to support, you heard, they're not going to support Israel anymore. So you're sitting there saying to yourself, okay, my God, you guys don't have the power. You need, look, I'm not a warmonger, you know me, but they need us. They need us to protect themselves because they're not going to do it.
Well, the UK is gone. King Charles put out a lengthy statement to the Muslims in the UK about Ramadan and Eid and Happy Eid. That's after all this fasting. Now you come out and you do this and you do that. Oh, love you, Muzzies. And then there was a statement today that he's not going to issue a statement about Easter.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The UK is gone. And let this be a warning to America, because that's the path that we're heading. We got New York City Mayor Islamo Kami, the Ayatollah Mamdani, who's no Democrats are talking about the fact that guy's wife used the N-word, horrible comments about gay people. No, we're just going to act like, it's just business as usual to have an Islamo-Commie mayor in New York City where ground zero of 9/11 has been taken over by Muslim prayer rugs.
Oh, yeah. That's just amazing. I'm surprised. But I'll tell you what I do love. I'm seeing a lot of these memes and a lot of these short interviews online where the New Yorkers are saying, how the hell did this guy get in there? And I can't believe that we'd let somebody like that. And they're going on and on. I want to ask the guy, did you vote? Did the people around you vote? Did your friends vote? Did you tell them how important it was to vote? And maybe, listen, in all fairness, as I've seen in the past, maybe they had nobody to vote for. Do you know what I mean?
Well, their option was Curtis Sliwa, who's done a funny, comedy sketch with the Ayatollah Mamdani. Then the other choice was Eric Adams, the corrupt Eric Adams, who, whose his greatest accomplishment was hiring a rat czar to go and to tackle the rat population in the bureaus. I mean, yeah. But, it's just the fact that so many Americans are just acting like, oh, well, if New York wants to be stupid, but wake up. It's spreading all across this country.
Yeah,
we've got Dearbornistan.
Yep.
We've already got Dearbornistan. We've already got it, spreading. We've got, 350 mosques being built in Texas right now?
Yep.
We're in trouble. It's happening in Florida.
Yep. No, I can't argue with you about any of that stuff, that they're allowing a lot of that, stuff in. And when you look at this, you have to stop and say to yourself, where are our people stepping up? Right? I mean, Sharia is not compatible. You already know this. You hear it all over the place with our Constitution. But it seems like, you probably feel, I hope you feel the same way I do about this, Andrea. I don't think that 90% of our elected officials at the federal level, especially at the state level, but definitely at the federal level, could really tell you what's in the Constitution, could tell you what rights we have or don't have. They haven't figured out yet that the Constitution keeps a cap on them, not us, on them. And they don't care, and nobody challenges it. They don't even challenge each other.
No, and, Ronald Reagan said many years ago, our freedoms are just one generation away, and we've got Americans right now that not only that it's worse than just taking our freedoms for granted. They're just so lazy and complacent and apathetic that they're actually watching our freedoms being stripped away and don't care.
Right.
They don't care. Or even worse than that, we've got women acting like, oh, Islam is so dreamy, it's so yummy. Oh, really? There's nothing more dangerous than a liberal white woman in this country. Quite frankly, they're worse than the Ayatollahs over in Iran, in my opinion.
Well, Malcolm X talked about the liberal white person, mostly the white male, but that is definitely flipped to a degree, because you see those liberal white women out there yelling at the black men, yelling at the black cops. You've seen that, right? They've lost their minds. Just amazing.
Say that again.
The liberal white women, you see them showing up at these events. They're yelling at the cops. They're right up in their face. The black cops. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing to your people. You like this 20-year-old white girl really understands what a 40-year-old black man has been through, and it just shows you how full of themselves they are. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble for this, but you know what I would love? I would love one of those black men just to look at them in a condescending way, go, "Yes, massa woman, you sure is right." And just show her how stupid she is.
Yeah, that would be epic.
Yeah,
because that's absolutely the truth of what it is.
Yep.
The Democrats, the party of slavery, they're the party of racism. They see everything through the prism of race. While they accuse Republicans of being racist, they are the absolute worst. And you're right, them getting up in the faces of these black cops, the poise that those, and the restraint and the patience those men have, I don't understand it, man. I'd be pimp slapping.
I couldn't do it,
women.
Dudette.
I would be.
Yep.
The Italian in you would come out, Joe.
Oh, You'd smell garlic boiling first, and then it's all over. Seriously. So, oh, yeah, you're not going to talk to me. You know what? I don't let, yeah, anyhow, we'll move on because I'm going to get in trouble. But, no, and then on top of all this, like I said, you've got Justice Jackson.
Oh,
Somebody,
oh my gosh.
you know what? We don't have the people to do it, but if God shows up and we actually get more people in the House, the Senate, and keep the president, well, we got the presidency for a little while longer. If we keep the House and the Senate, she needs to be impeached. She is so brain dead. It's pathetic.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and it's absolutely infuriating to me that John Cornyn, Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, Mitt Romney, all Republicans and more actually voted for that fool to be a lifetime appointment, the highest court in the land that decides the fate of this nation, and Republicans voted for that. Meanwhile, Trump, right now, he still can't. They're doing banging the gavel over and over right now during recess to block Trump from being able to make recess appointments, so then he can actually get some judges on the bench and some U.S. attorneys. Part of the reason why we got stuck with Bondi is because my friend Ed Martin could not get to be U.S. attorney in D.C. Why? Because Republicans blocked it. But no, they'll vote for that idiot.
Yep, they did.
Me?
All right, quick. Where do people find your show? Quick.
Oh, AndreaKayeShow.com. Love you, Joe. Happy Easter.
You too. All right, Joe Messina, your host. Don't go far. A lot more coming up with Brad Dacus in the next hour. You're listening to the Joe Messina Show.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Ryan Routh, found guilty of trying to assassinate Donald Trump at his Florida golf course in 2024, has been sentenced to life in prison.
Judge Aileen Cannon pronounced his